My people of this country and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough, come stand with us, take USA back. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. American flags. American flags.
Thank you, Crystal.
Yes.
And I love it. I grew up in the southwest side of Chicago, Italian-American, Union, Democrat family. So I love it being out here. My dad's side of the family is from Effingham, outside of Effingham. So I grew up in a rural area every summer and spring break. So I love being out here. I love Crystal, Teresa, and Moms for America especially. And Tara over there. She keeps getting attacked with me. And so some of our spies from the left are watching this right now, right?
Yes,
our haters, and they, yeah, right? And they hate that we expose this stuff. So that's more the reason why we have to do it more so. So I really appreciate everyone's time. And, some of you, I think, there's a lot of familiar faces. So I saw some of you folks before. Where was I at? In Ottawa or something? I think it was in Ottawa. So some of this stuff is old for some of you. Some of it's new. There's been, because this is an ongoing battle. We got to confront these folks, head on. So just yesterday, I was at Stagg High School in the Southwest. I grew up on the Southwest side. Now I live in the western suburbs that used to be all Republican. Now it's Democrat. And we had 200 people. 100 of them were from the Muslim community. So the Muslim community is waking up. A lot of the Italian-American community is waking up. A lot of my family is in Democrats, unions, and so forth. So we met and protested against boys being in the girls' bathrooms. That's a state law. I don't know if you guys have issues with this out here. Do you? It's a state law right now, and it was great to have. They're pretty vocal. So it was incredible to stand side by side with those folks, calling out the radical leftists. And well, thank you. I still don't believe in the last 2 years. I've never been involved politically. I went from 2013. I became a registered Republican. My dad worked for the city of Chicago. I was in 2 unions, motion picture studio mechanic and a Screen Actors Guild stuntman. And then I changed my career and got into IT. But my uncle was the president of the People's Gas Energy Union. All Italian-American Democratic Union family. None of us are, except for my 2 radical cousins. I'm not going to call them out by name. And I don't want to talk to them anymore because the way I look at it is we're in a war for the future of our country. We're in a war for our children. And most people don't even realize that we're in a war. And not only that are we in a war, we're losing badly. We're losing badly, so we need more people. This place should be filled with parents worried about their children. The one thing I learned, I see you shaking your head over there, one thing I learned most since I've been starting this is that the grandparents and the grandfathers are more interested in helping us fight than their own sons. You know what I mean? It's like, it's crazy. It's like, we need to get more fathers to say, and another thing, there's more moms, right? Where the hell are the dads? There's more mothers out there fighting for their children than the fathers. So if I can't get dads to come and stand up and speak out at the school board meetings, right? They're scared. They're worried about jobs. They came after me big time. I can't get into it, but they came after me big time. I'm okay, but they go after and they attack everybody who speaks up. Like this stuff I'm going to show you tonight. They don't want to show it. They don't want to expose it. And when you do it, they try to attack you and silence you, just like they're doing to Donald Trump and all of us, like they did to me, Pastor Lee, right? How they did to him. They're trying to silence us. So people have to, the biggest thing I think that we all have to do is recruit other parents and grandparents to stand up and speak out and defend our children. So I think that's, my biggest takeaway is we got to get more people involved. We got to expose this stuff. We can't hide. We're against pornography, right? There's too many people where I live. I'm not sure. I don't think Crystal runs from it, but there's too many people from where I live that are in the runs for school board. They're scared to call out this stuff. They're scared. They're scared to get endorsed by people like myself or other parents' organizations. So, we need y'all here to help us and expose what's going on. So yeah, I'm the Illinois chapter president, Parents Involved in Education. I'm also on the Joint Civic Committee of Italian Americans. That's another crazy thing. So if you guys see the Columbus Day Parade every year. That's my organization. If you saw the police officers that got beat up when they tore down the Columbus statue, remember that happened? So then year after that, we had an anniversary event, and we got all these, again, mostly Italian-American grandparents to go and celebrate, trying to get and rally to get our statue back up. We had rioters, Antifa show up, and they're doing revisionist history to our kids, right? They're saying that Columbus is everything, right? So for instance, Columbus is no good. He had slaves, he killed Indians, all this other stuff. None of it's true, but they're teaching our kids. Even my twins go to Downers Grove South. They're teaching these kids all these lies, and then these kids are being brainwashed. So they were brainwashed from the college level, right? I think everyone knows from the college level. Now they own the high schools. Now they're creeping into the grammar schools. Tara, this is a new slide I got here, gender unicorn. And we'll talk about this later. So gender queer is at the high school level. So they soften this up for the kids in grammar school called gender unicorn, right? To try to expose them gently to this stuff. And they're polluting our children, and they're trying to separate us from our children. So, this is really, really important that you guys spread the word here. So let me keep going on here. And by the way, I never spoke out until I got involved in this. When I got remarried, I refused to speak at my own wedding. I was so scared. It was my biggest fear of speaking in public, so I kind of had to overcome that for the battle for our kids. I already did the introductions. I already did this. So I'm in an organization that's very similar to Moms for America. Right, Moms for America. I'm in parents involved in education. So I guys we're bisexual. There are guys in it. It's a joke. It's a joke. In case Pi's watching, it's a joke. So it's a joke. I think it's funny. Sorry. So anyway, Illinois Parents Involved in Education stands up for parents' rights. We fight for parents' rights, our children's rights. We're trying to get the federal government out of our schools, right? Because they're the ones that are really polluting everything that's going on. So I'm not going to get into that. Larry, Larry, if you're watching this, you're going to be pissed off at this slide. See that thing in the middle there? I was told not to use this word, but I can't help myself. Can't help myself there. So why did I choose this battle? Because of the radicalizing our children, the sexualization of our children, CRT. I have examples of this. These are homework assignments from Downers Grove. I'll pick this up later. These are homework assignments. They're teaching our kids anti-police rhetoric. This here is my kid's principal. This plate, here, I'll show you guys now. Some of you didn't see this right here. See that plate on the top? Stop pretending your stop pretending your racism is patriotism. Their principal put a cupcake on there and gave it to all the teachers. Is that ridiculous? And then this was before Christmas, I think 2 Christmases ago, field trip opportunity, only minorities, no white children were allowed to go. No white kids. So we're talking about racism. These radical leftist scumbags are using racism to try to divide our children from us and their friends in the community, in school. So I'll show this now here. So this is a homework assignment from Downers Grove North, right? See this here? Equal justice. So you have the 2 white cops going up to the brown person. Do you have a permit? But they're not talking to the white guy. Here's another. So the kids were supposed to write their feelings after each of these slides. Vote Trump. No Atticus, no. It's the white racist guy, and trying to tie that into Donald Trump. One more here. Oh yeah, this is good one here. Here's the Border Patrol, right? They're pulling over a Hispanic guy, and they're putting the color chart there. So that, they're saying that this is not anti-police rhetoric, right? And some of the pictures I'm going to show you guys later. Our superintendent, Hank Thiel, right? Sherry was there. She held it up right in front of him. And Hank Thiel said that these pictures I'm going to show you, and that God, the kids are over there, are not pornography. They would look in our face and claim that they're not pornography, as they're brainwashing our children with their own money. And then, equally dangerous here is the rhinos, right? You guys see here you go. Turn this sideways. So we have rhinos. Sorry, Larry, I know you hate when I say that. I'm sure maybe watching this, but our rhinos don't represent us. I have a guy named John Curran who's the minority leader for the state of Illinois. John Curran took $330,000 from unions, $30,000 from a teachers union, Illinois Teachers Association. And his kids go to my kid's school. His daughter plays on volleyball, we did with my daughter. And I asked him 2 years ago, I go, would you please stand up and speak out and call this out, call this porn that you're gonna see later as porn? He said, oh, Terry, if I get involved, it's gonna become political. I'm like, well, John, it is political. They want porn and drag queens, we don't. This before I knew that this guy took $30,000 from the teachers union. And then I just found this out recently. So I looked them up online, and they hate parents like myself or Crystal or any of you, Sherry, that speak up. They hate us for speaking out at our board meetings. They don't like it. They're pro. So none of us here, this is very clear for these scumbags that are watching us, none of us are against gay children, right? None of us are anti-gay. We're anti-porn. But what they're doing is using these false labels to label us and try to demonize us and say we hate gay kids. Another thing that they say is that when you see these nasty pictures, they're going to say that these pictures make these children feel included, right? It's bullshit. Because it doesn't matter if you're heterosexual or homosexual. Children are children. So you're going to tell me they're insulting the gay community by saying, hey, if they don't see an oral sex strap-on BJ, where's the little kids over there, sorry. If they don't see that, they don't feel included like my kids. It's bullshit. Or if they don't see that in the schools, they're going to kill themselves. That's what they say. Sean Casten, that scumbag, my congressman, is telling, I went to a book banning event, we'll talk about that at the end. He's like, oh, homeless LGBTQ kids is 42% higher. What does that have to do with the BJ picture being in the school? Absolutely nothing, but they're controlling the narrative because the media is controlled by the left, and they're demonizing all of us, parents and grandparents, that don't want porn in the school. That's it. So let me keep moving here, sorry. Oh, there he is. I hate that guy, man. It's Sean Casten. So I want to show you a little clip where we talked about Sean Casten, a little video clip to show what we had on Behind Enemy Lines. So Sean Casten is from the 6th District, supported by Nancy Pelosi. God, what's that guy's name? Fry? That guy that got arrested. His brother was giving him money. What's Fry? Sam Fry. Freed. Yeah, that freak that's locked up. Yeah, he was sitting on he was part of his campaign and stuff. So this guy's a piece of crap. He supports porn in the schools. Matter of fact, here, I want to show you something while I'm talking about it. Oh. So I had to fix this so that I could show it, because when we put it on Facebook, they'll take us down for showing pornography. So Sean Casten, when he ran, and I'm going to do it again for this piece of crap, these are yard signs, and I put them around the polling places. Sean Casten supports porn in D99. So he just had by my house in Darien a book banning roundtable, and I had big posters of this stuff, and I sat right in front of him and his whole panel, and the guy was so flustered. You're going to see these pictures later, and he's like, "Oh, there's only one person in here that brought porn. It's that guy over here." Well, for 2 years I've been saying that this stuff is pornography, and he's been telling even the leftists that are attacking me and Tara, right? They say it's not porn. This is porn. I fix this. This is a girl right here. It's a girl. She wants to be a boy. She's wearing a toy there. That's a boy who wants to be a girl performing oral sex in my kids' books. Our kids' books. This is all over the state of Illinois. And in Pritzker, are you guys familiar with the no book banning law? All right, you sir? No. So what Pritzker did? I call him B.J. Prickster. B.J. Prickster put in a law that if we went over to school boards and we want to get this stuff out of our school, he will not give our schools our tax dollars. He just put that law in. It starts January 1st. He signed it. So we don't have any rights as parents in the state of Illinois because of these scumbags.
Terry, those red X's are not on the actual book.
Yeah, those are my red X's because I didn't want to offend.
They're actually showing the body parts in the book. The pictures are not covered with the red X.
Everybody. Hey, so we have a pretty cool show tonight. We're going to focus on some of the big wins that we had in the last, week or so.
We're not set up technically for this thing here. Um,
You can put a link in the bio.
yeah, you guys will see it. We'll have the girls send this.
Everybody?
Hey, so we have a pretty cool show tonight.
So
We're going to focus on some of the big wins that we had in the last, I don't know, week or so, representing parents. So we've got Janulias. He admitted on the Senate floor
So we
that they're pumping porn into our schools. If you haven't seen the clip, you got to look it up. I don't think-
Disturbing, he said.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
Senator
Kennedy.
Kennedy, yeah.
Yeah, and then Senator Lee also said that, we're not going after LGBTQ kids, we're going after porn. Been saying that for 2 years, so that's a little bit exciting. We're also going to talk about another win for us. Congressman radical scumbag Sean Casten. We had a book banning event that he held, a book banning roundtable event. And
So let me get out of here. Okay. Huh? Jeez. You see the lumps on my head in the 1980s and 90s is rough on my brain, so I can't remember anything. Yeah, terrible. I can't remember it. What's the bill number?
SB 818, oh, for the book ban?
Yeah.
Oh, I can look that up. I'll look it up.
Yeah. And so, our hands are tied. Like, even if we win the school board, right? We're screwed because he'll punish us and will not. This goes for schools and libraries. So, say, this stuff's in all our kids' libraries, right? I don't know if you guys know that or not. So it's in the libraries. Okay, so let me go. So this comes from a book, Rules for Defeating Radicals. So we're in Chicago. We're in Saul Alinsky territory, right? You guys know who he is, right? So Obama, Hillary Clinton, they're all following it. You know what? Believe it or not, this is from like 1970, and it's working for them, right? They're attacking us. They're accusing us of what they are. They really don't stand for anything, right? They don't stand for anything. Minorities, right? But now they're taking all this money from Pritzker, and they're pumping minorities into African American and Hispanic communities, putting them in their field houses, the police stations, right? They don't care about the minorities' rights. Or what about Title IX, right? Title IX was a bipartisan 1970 women's rights for sports and schools, right? That was done under Nixon. So these same people who said they support Title IX, if you fast forward to where we're at right now, how could they be for women's rights when they're allowing boys to go into girls' locker rooms, boys to compete in high school and college, and then take scholarships away from our daughters, right? So you can't say on one side of your mouth you're for women's rights, while on the other side you're like, screw that. I'm concerned about radical leftists, so we're going to let men compete as girls. And ever think about it? How many transgender girls compete against boys? Not that many. Yeah.
There's 3 on the state beat football. It was just in the paper today.
But in general, holistically from the country, right? If you look at how many transgender boys transition to girls' sports compared to girls that become boys and go into boys' sports, and at the college level, it's a huge difference. I don't know the exact number. I would tell you, but it's a big difference, right? All right. And so I talked about that. So Hank Thiel, then a scumbag superintendent. Pornography isn't pornography if it's for a marginalized group. That's what he said, right? So this is my superintendent. He also said these images that I just showed you, the intent of the author of Genderqueer isn't to arouse or stimulate. So he's a mind reader, right? And you're going to see, I'll read this stuff off to you later, that's an absolute lie. And by the way, after Senator Kennedy and Janulias were on the Senate floor, the author of the book Genderqueer, and you'll like this, Sherry, Mia Kabloni, is that her name? Mia Kabloni? Kababi, but I call it Kabloni. So Mia Kabloni said that the book was not written for children or kids. The author of the book that my superintendent said he's a mind reader. Well, you guys saw those oral sex pictures, right? That's pornography. But her intent wasn't to stimulate or arouse, therefore it's not pornography. He's a liar. We don't teach CRT, it's a lie. So when they say that to us, they don't teach the technical aspects of CRT at the college level, right? I don't understand all that crap, but they're teaching CRT, right? Check your white privilege at the door, all this other crazy stuff. That is CRT, right? They're using racism of our past, and they're using racism now to use it to try to teach racism of our past, and it's ridiculous. Oh yeah, we're fascists, Nazis, racists, that's a lie. Well, Tara, are we fascists, racists, Nazis? No. They're going to edit that and take that out and put it in. I said that, right? We're book banners. We're not book banners. We're porn banners. That's it. We're not a gay. I speak out with the Gays Against Groomers, Log Cabin Republicans. They're gay people. These people think just like us. They don't even have kids. I was at the Charlie Kirk event last Christmas, and I went out with this married couple, and I know some of the Christian far-right folks have an issue, and I'm a Catholic. I'm a bad Catholic. I'm not a good Catholic. So like when I'm in trouble, hurt or sick, or need something, I'm a Catholic. That's a joke. So anyway, so the Catholics, some of my hardcore Catholic friends don't want anything to do with people that are gay. We're in a war. We need every single soldier that we can get to help us fight against this evil crap that's destroying our children, right? And then I hear from them. I go and meet these grandfathers. They do the rosary every Thursday night. Mr. Coughlin, shout out to you. So they say you can hate the sin but love the sinner. We're in a war. We need every single soldier. Can you imagine if we're in Iraq and you go in the trenches or wherever you might be and ask, do we agree 100% on everything? No, we're not. That's never going to happen. So we all need to come together, get other people to come together to fight for our children and our country. We're losing. Every time I do this presentation, it's getting worse and worse, right? I mean, we're losing our country. It might already be lost because we're not getting enough people out to support us and our kids. Oh my God! So Tara did a. Well, never mind. I won't get into that. So here's one of those radical leftist scumbags that attacks me and Tara, right? And so because I present this stuff, they harass us, right? They try to attack us and silence us from exposing the truth. And they say we're Nazis, we hate kids. Look at there's no hate. There's no place for hate here. Look at, they're giving the finger and all this crazy stuff. They lie about everything. Okay, this is Christopher Adamo. Truth can thoroughly devastate even the most elaborate construct of leftist lies. That's what I'm doing. That's what we're all trying to do here. The people that speak out, and Crystal and everybody, right? We're trying to expose the lies because the media is controlled by the left. Oh, you're going to love this one. So I was accused of going after only gay children's books, right? I sent this to my kid's principal. So, I said, Ed, in preparation for next week's meeting, can you please identify any and all heterosexual books in D99 that show unacceptable pornographic images? At Monday's board meeting, the students seem to believe that our issue is only with homosexuality, which is totally untrue. Again, our concern was pornographic materials of all kinds. His response? Next week's meeting will be the reconsideration of the book Gender Queer. We will not be discussing anything else. That's him, not me. But these kids are like, oh, they're only going after gay stuff. No, I asked them numerous times, anything like this that's pornographic, bring it, let's get out of it. But they lie about everything. They lie. Oh my God, here's it. Hank Thiel, I can't stand you scumbag. Superintendent, sorry people, but you're not as, So here's Hank Thiel. I believe the book Gender Queer does not fall under the legal definition of pornographies. Our librarians should not be expected to comment or rule on the legal definition, as librarians are not legal experts. They should not be commenting on the legality of these terms. Based on my conversations with the board attorneys, I do not believe the book qualifies as porn. So the first appeal that I had, I went with another mother. I had the two librarians, Downers Grove from North and South, the two principals. And I asked my kid's principal, I said, who's responsible for selecting this porn that's in the libraries? Well, it's not porn, Mr. Newsome. I go, all right, who approves these books? And I thought it was the board because I wanted to go after the school board, right? So he looks, oh, Mr. Newsome, we have our librarians make that decision on what's in our collection, right? They are trained professionals. So I'm a salesman. My job is a salesman. So I had all this stuff prepared, right? And then I look at the two librarians and I said, "Can you guys tell me your definition of pornography?" And these two clowns looked at each other. And this stuff has all been in the media, right? So everyone knew in the country we were meeting about this. It might appeal. The two librarians look at each other, and one looks at me and it's like, "Oh, can I get back to you on that?" I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" I go, "Everyone knows that we're meeting about pornography. First of all, you should also know what pornography is as a librarian, and you're going to get back to me after this guy just told me you're an expert? You're the expert on what's porn or not, and you don't even know the definition of it?" And then, they're talking about, they don't think the authors intend to stimulate and arouse, right? I said, "You know what? My son was a sophomore at the time." I said, "Well, how about this? Why don't we get some Playboy?" I was being sarcastic, right? I said, "Why don't we get Playboy in the library? Because I think a woman's body is beautiful, right? They're beautiful. It's like a work of art, right? And then we have really good stories in Playboy." I remember that from high school when I used to go through the garbage cans and read Playboy. So I'm like, "Why don't we put this in the library?" "Oh, but Mr. Newsome, that's porn." I go, "They're not performing sexual acts. A woman's body is beautiful and they got great stories." "Oh, that's different." And again, I'm being sarcastic, right? I'm being totally sarcastic. But these people lie and spin the truth on everything. Oh, here's another one. So I was posting this stuff against Sean Caston, right, when he was running last time. You guys saw it, right? And so Facebook, which is radical leftists, right? Your post didn't follow our community standards on nudity or sexuality, right? I mean, is that crazy? And then I was invited to debate some guy from New York, a PhD from Penn America. I forgot the guy's name. So the leftists from Downers Grove had these WTTW producer reach out to me. I always said, "Don't go on the show. They're going to ambush you." I'm a Southside blue collar guy, but I did crush him. I crushed him on the show, right? So before the show happened, I sent some of these pictures I'm going to show you later to the producer, and they're right here, Andrea. "Will the images I shared with you be shown to the audience?" "Yes, but not the most X-rated one." So wait a minute. You guys are sitting there telling us that we could give this to our children. It's X-rated. The show, So when I had this, and I did really good against this scumbag, right? The leftists went nuts, right, Tara? "Oh, how could you let him in there?" and all this crazy stuff. "Oh, Proud Boy." So I'm not a Proud Boy. I was at January 6th. I forgot to tell you that. I was proudly at January 6th. Good. Don't show your face. You get in trouble. So I was proudly attended January 6th. I went there for two things. So you heard Treese talk a little bit about my bio and stuff. I went there for two things. I went there with one of my friends to see Trump and be there, right? I went there secondly is to protect parents, grandparents, and people from being beat up by Antifa and Black Lives Matter. That's it. I didn't know about going to the Capitol. I didn't hurt anybody. I had a flag and a camera. I was like, "Oh my God." This could be a time for another show. I got pictures. I was behind Ray Epps. I knew that guy was up to no good. I don't want to say his name. I sent an investigative reporter from Chicago who was a liberal. I said, "This guy," on January 11th, I got the screenshots. I go, "This guy was up to no good." He attacked me. He attacked me of saying it's all, Trump guys' faults. You might have saw that stuff, right? Right, Sheriff? And so that's why I went there. They're trying to discredit us. And then so this Andrea, after this came out, and I was accusing them of not wanting to show X-rated images, and so they're trying to discredit me. Okay, so here we are, genderqueer. Where's the kitties? The kitties aren't around, right? Turn your head, little guy, over there. Turn your head over here, little guy. Even though this is so genderqueer is in grammar schools, right? Like first grade and stuff, right? And they're talking about transitioning, your gender identity. You can change your sex. You can change you can change your sexual, what you want to be every day, depending on your mood, which is crazy, right? It's crazy. So, are most of you guys, I'm from the South Side, so when I say you guys, that means girls too, so I apologize. All right, so you guys are familiar with this book, right? Most of you all? Are you or not?
Yes. I took it to a precinct committee meeting. They all got to see it.
Okay, so we'll start with this one. So, like, this is part, some of the images from the hip thrusting and stupid stuff that, so I think all of us, if a child is a gay kid or LGBTQ and coming out, or it's got to be hard to be a gay child in high school, right? It's hard for a normal kid, right? Or the first time you have sex as a straight kid is hard and scary. It's hard for all those kids, but that doesn't mean you have to show them how to perform kinky, crazy-ass sex and make them feel included, because I don't want I got a boy and a girl, right? Twin. I don't want you to teach my son how to receive oral sex. I don't want you to teach my daughter how to give boys oral sex. It's not up to the school. You don't have to show them those pictures, and you can't sit there and tell me that if my children don't see those images, they won't feel included, right? So why are these scumbags telling us that a gay child has to see a strap-on dildo being sucked down to the tonsils to feel included, or they're going to kill themselves? They're liars. Oh, here, I'm not going to say it, but talking, the vagina slime, and I mean, it's just ridiculous, right? We're using grass and just. All right, so the kids are over here. All right, so this is the picture. This is what Hank Thiel, my superintendent, scumbag, groomer, pedophile, right? This is in my kid's book. He said that the author's intent is not to stimulate or arouse, right? I got a new strap-on harness today. Oh, I can't wait to put it on you. It'll fit my favorite dildo perfectly. You're gonna look so hot. I can't wait to have your cock in my mouth. I'm gonna give you the blowjob of your life. Then I want you inside me. This is the most turned on I've ever been in my life. I'm dying. So he told me the author's intent is not to stimulate or arouse. I just read it off, right? And then these are the, hello? Can I, sorry. Here. Hello? There we go. So these, I cleansed these, right? Because we're going to show this, on Facebook, and they keep taking us down, right? This is a boy, this is a girl. She wants to be a boy, and it's a boy who wants to be a girl. So are you telling me that if a gay child doesn't see this to associate with his sexuality, that he's going to kill himself, or he doesn't feel like he's accepted like my kids? Therefore, if you use their same rationale, my daughter and my son have to see this stuff. And if they don't see this stuff, they're going to commit them suicide. They're not going to feel like the rest of the kids in the school. That's a lie. They're lying scumbags. And our job is, when I first learned about this stuff, I thought I'd have Democrats, Independents, Republicans chasing me to go to the school board, right? They're scared. The Republicans don't want to speak out because they get labeled and attacked like they attacked me, right? The Democrats, if you're still a Democrat, I was a Democrat, my parents were Democrats, right? If you're still a Democrat in this day and age, you're either purposely trying to kill America, or you're too stupid and naive, and you're part of destroying America, and it doesn't matter because the outcomes are the same from both, right? And you're destroying America and our children's futures. And we have to let people know. I would go up and down the bleachers with that on my phone. And I wouldn't go up to the moms out of respect to the mothers. I'd show the fathers. I'm like, hey, this is in the kids' school. When my kids were freshmen, I didn't even know these people. The dad's like, you're kidding me. This is in our kids' schools? I'm like, yeah. And they show their wife, honey, look at this. So we have to, that's why I'm doing this. And then Tara, how about these scumbags say I'm a pervert? These leftist scumbags on Facebook and Twitter that are watching us right now say I'm a scumbag and I'm a pervert because I'm dragging around these pictures. Well, hold on a minute. You guys are putting them in the school, right? And then you don't want us to show them. At that first school board meeting that I had with my kids, I had these posters held up over when we were speaking, and then Sherry sat in the front row and showed one of them, right? And you know what they did? The school board is at the next meeting they said no one's allowed to bring posters anymore because they didn't want it was being exposed, right? That was 2 years ago. I didn't go back for 2 years. So I want to show you something you guys are going to like. Where's my, oh, here we go. So I went to the school board. I think I have pictures of it. So I went to my first school board. Yep.
Can you cover that just in case it gets?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Thank you.
put this one up here. So the liberals can see this because they hate that, right? That's good. So I went to my first school board meeting in 2 years with a bunch of parents, right? And they had new school boards. Sean Casten's wife was up on the board. His wife, that radical scumbag's wife, was elected. And so because they said we can't have posters anymore, I found a way around it. So when we're at the podium, they got the camera behind us, right? And they show it to everyone. So I have my t-shirt. This is on the back of my t-shirt. Oh, we can't show that, sorry. So that was on the back of my t-shirt. And the board didn't see that until I turned around. It's like, I gotcha, you know? Jason, you're gonna have to black that out later. Sorry, buddy. So we talked about this. I don't think I had this one. Why don't you walk a mile in my shoes first? All right, went through that. Okay, rules, radicals. Win at any cost. They lie. I don't want to get into this. Some of you saw this before. Basically, Saul Alinsky's tactics is lie, attack, cheat. They'll do anything. And you know what? I had this guy on my show last week, right, Jason? And you know what he said? He goes, the left really doesn't stand for anything. They don't stand for anything. They pretend they stand for things, right? So I brought it up earlier, Title IX, women's rights. Well, how the hell can you say that you guys are for women's rights while attacking the right and then trying to have boys compete in girls' sports, right? It's ridiculous. It's a lie. Okay. The leftist plan. Oh, shit. Sorry. Leftist plan is our children to remake America. And they're very successful. They're doing it right now in front of our eyes, right? Okay, I'm going to just go through these real quickly. Rules for defeating radicals, and that's what we need to start applying, right? Never apologize unless the actual wrong has been committed. As for you, Crystal, never apologize for anything, right? Never engage leftist leaders and activists for the purpose of persuading them. And like I said earlier, if you're still a Democrat now, you're an enemy of our children, you're an enemy of our country. Never allow leftists to move past their hypocrisy and lies. Number 4, never accept baseless leftist assertions, cause and effect, which vehemently proclaimed as an inarguable truth, but only enabling propaganda. Never accept their definition of good versus evil. Oh my God, that's like right on. Power that's not assertive when necessary and appropriate is forfeited. State of Illinois, rhinos, right? Eventually lost forever. So people like Crystal and those of you guys that are running for office or women, it's like it's uphill battle. We're losing. It's hard to win, right? When a leftist is exposed for engaging in disrespectful or corrupt behavior, relentlessly hold them accountable. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. That's why I'm doing this here, right? And all of us have to do this, and they hate it. Let's see here. Identify friend and foe. Stay on target. Don't let leftist lies and harassment distract from delivering your message. So when I spoke at Charlie, Tara, you were there at the Charlie Kirk thing. I went out there and they had these, oh, you guys were there, sorry, Therese, Crystal. So I went out there and I'm not asking for, oh shit, sorry, I'm not. All right, hello. I'm not asking for, so I had back-to-back cancers. I had a recurrent, I had stage 3 melanoma cancer. At the Charlie Kirk event, I was on my last week of radiation. I had 2 more months of hormone therapy. But I took the opportunity to speak. I was like, holy shit, I'm on stage with Charlie Kirk, right? So we went up there in Crystal Lake, and they had all these radical leftists out there, and Antifa guys, and they've been pummeling my job and my executives and customers and Bloomberg and Harvard. I work for a big company. And I'm like, okay, one of those scumbags is out there right now. So I went out there and confronted him myself, even though I wasn't physically in a position to do it. And I'm like confronting him. And it's kind of funny, this Antifa weasel's like screaming for the police to save him. Then I look to my left, and there's a Gays Against Groomers guy who I never met, but I talked to. And when I was on the stage with afterwards, I'm like, okay, you guys, we gotta confront these people. Like big guys like you gotta go out and help me, especially old guys like me, cancer-ridden. I need a young guy to help me. So I'm like, I'm out there. You got a 60-year-old cancer patient and a gay guy out confronting Antifa and protesters. You guys gotta help us. Oh, here's really important for us, right? focus on winnable regions and issues that build momentum, right? Because we're just pummeled. You know, I don't know if there's any committeemen here. People are tired, especially by me. We're tired of knocking on doors. We're tired of having rhinos telling us what we should think or not think. You know, the Republicans in Illinois say we're the Big Ten party, right? You know what Big Ten party means? It doesn't mean minorities. It means we, people like us that's in this room today, we have to accept rhinos, right? Isn't that what it means? We have to accept rhinos. No, you got to stand up. You know, they say we want to win the middle. We want to win independents. No, you guys got to win us over first. You got to win Republicans. You got to get. I can't tell you how many people that I know that Democrats, union members are coming to our side, but people don't vote because they feel it's a waste of time, or they put a piece of shit like John Curran in office, and then he takes money from the Democrats, and then he votes for the Democrat. He voted for Amendment 1. He won't. That man won't. And I know you guys are watching this, and I don't give a shit about you, Curran. He will not defend his own child. So think about it. His kid goes to school with my child, right? And he wouldn't for 2 years. He still's not. And I have some people putting pressure on him. So think about it. If that man, because he took money from the Democratic Union, will not defend his own child and say what's right for his own kid, how's he going to defend our children, right? So we need to get rid of him. And if we get rid of him, maybe people get excited and say, wow, we're getting people that represent our thoughts, our beliefs, right? And maybe people will start donating money again. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see this. This is, if you can see that there, can you guys see this? I know it's hard for everyone. This is Sean Casten's, hello? Yeah. This is his book banning roundtable. Look at, so I sat in the front, right in front of Sean Casten. That's that big poster I showed you guys. I sat right in the front and made them look at it. All 5 of these they're against book banners. So they were attacking us, attacking parents. I held that and made them look at it. And we had WGN there and Epic TV there. So look at Casten. Look at him under my poster there. There, look at, can you guys see that out there? Can you see his face? He's like, oh shit, look at what happened. Yeah. Right? And there's Stava Murray, a radical communist state senator. So I met a bunch of grandparents. My 84-year-old mother went there and met me at the library, right? My mom met me there, but I met some grandparents from the neighborhood. And then we get in front there, and I see undercover SUVs out in front. So I walk up to them, and I'm like, they're cops, right? I go, what are you guys doing here at Darien Library at 3 in the afternoon? He goes, hey, Mr. Newsome. And I'm like, oh, great. So this guy came to my house, Antifa made threats to me. They threatened to shoot me, drop pops, all kinds of stuff. So I filed the reports, and nobody does anything, right? Moms for America are being brutally attacked. Nobody does anything because these scumbags run law enforcement. And so he goes, I said, well, so why are you here? He goes, well, I'm getting overtime. He was on our side. Actually, the young guy was on our side, right? He goes, I'm getting overtime. I don't really care. I go, but why are you guys here? He goes, well, federal law enforcement called the department and said there's a threat. There's a potential threat. So I did a FOIA and to their police department. And then my response is like, because the Capitol Police don't fall under FOIA guidelines, we don't have to release it. That's all I need to do. Oh, I'm sorry, I go back. I told that cop, I go, you know what? Sean Casten did this. I knew he had something to do with it because I registered under my name because he hates me, I hate him. I want him to know I was showing up. And sure enough, Sean Casten, that communist piece of shit, had the Capitol Police call my suburban police department, and say there was a threat, and then the police had to come and work overtime just for political bullshit from him. That's how these guys fight. There's me and a bunch of grandparents and some other parents. Oh, here's me at the school board. I just showed you guys that, right? The no porn thing. You already saw that. You saw that. Oh, here's our chairman, Jack Novak, Weasel, Rhino, Dictator. Can you guys see that there? So we had some committeemen from my township that when they found out, a guy named Tornatori and some Polish guy, Paczynski or something like that, I don't know if you know. They gave to Deb Conroy. Deb Conroy was running against us, a Democrat. They gave money to her. They gave, you know who Kim Fox is from Chicago, the county? George Soros. They gave money to her. So I didn't do this. The radical, right-winger, these older committeemen that have been committeemen for a long time wanted to censure them. This guy, Jack Novak, chastised these guys and called them anti-fascist in front of all our committeemen. These are the people doing the work. And then behind my back, he's telling people, oh, he's a radical right-wing insurrectionist, tried to overthrow the government, all this crap, trying to discredit me. And then the next month, you know what he did? He invited Tornatori and Zay and those guys, and they chastised all our committeemen. The one guy said, Tornatori goes, well, I could have had someone else donate money under somebody else's name, but I didn't. Oh, my mother told me that whenever I go as a guest, I should give them money. It's like either you're a Republican or a Democrat. You can't be both, right? Either you represent us or not. And so these guys are attorneys. Okay, so if it's more important to you as an attorney to donate to our enemies, that's up to you. That's your prerogative. But you know what? As Republicans and committeemen, it's up to us to tell them to go stick it up their ass and get the hell out of here. Sorry, ladies. But I mean, we have to do that. We have to start doing that. Oh, so you see this little one with the pedestal? That's Jack. Thank you, Jason. Oh, that was awesome. So Jack likes to stand in front of this pedestal, and he's a little guy, and he feels all important. He won't let anyone get up there. And I said, because I have our show that we're doing right now, I said, Jack, I have a bigger pedestal than you. And so Jason did that, and that's awesome. Oh, Southern Poverty Law Center did a hit piece on me, right? I hate everybody, right? I hate women and my wife, my mom, my daughter. And then, don't let the Marxist extremists intimidate me into silence. So the guy on this guy's a Christian rapper. He's called Trump's nephew. He's not Trump's nephew. Christian. He doesn't swear. The other guy is Alex Stein. Some of you know who Alex Stein is. He went after AOC. And so this is how low this scumbag, the guy that wrote this for Southern Poverty Law Center is Antifa. He's Antifa. And they're working with Antifa, right? So Southern Poverty Law Center designated Moms for America, Moms for Liberty, Parents Involved in Education as a terror group or a hate group, right? We're all hate groups. But they refused to do BLM, Black Lives Matter, or Antifa, and they got Antifa people on their staff. I'm not going to mention this scumbag's name because he doesn't deserve the respect or publicity. Okay, so we're done. Quotes by Chris. A couple quotes where I really love Chris. I hope he's seeing this. Too many on the right are willing to call out liberal hypocrisy, which leaves a lopsided playing field. The Achilles heel of the Alinsky strategy is that it'll only work on those who allow it, right? So if we let it, it's going to happen. And we have let it happen in Illinois and in America. We've got to stand up. Me for having 2 cancers, I understand this one. It's an absolute certainty at some point in time, leftist efforts will completely fail. No cancer can outlive its host. And they are a cancer. They're like a cancer that's killing our country. They're killing our kids' futures. The media's doing it, so we have to stand up. Never forget we're fighting for our children. We're at war. Most people don't know we're at war. It's time to act like it. It's time to get involved. Sorry I went on long there, but I hope you guys liked it.
Good job, Terry.
Thank you. Oh, Terry. Come up here.
Oh, I think they're gonna
Oh, sorry.
it's okay.
Any questions?
Oh, I wanted to do a shout out for Outpost, right? Look at this. I ordered a sandwich. Look at this, you guys. Look at this sandwich. Look at that thing. It's a pork chop. Huh?
That's huge.
Outpost. Pork chops. There.
Genie's Outpost.
Great for the money.
Yeah, great place.
Hey, Uncle Larry.
Okay, Terry. Any questions for Terry? Do you
Every
understand?
time we pull up, you see stars, you see stripes, you see flags on the cars and the trucks and the bikes. Every time we pull up, we go hard, we outside, we got flags on our arms that are tatted there for life. Every time time we pull up, we don't care if you mad. We cherish this land, the haters can't get buried in rags. They set fire to old glory, turning fabric to ash. But every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags.